Okay, today is January 25th, 2017, and at 10 p.m. we have a temperature of 36 degrees. The relative humidity is 88%. The barometer is way up at 30.13 inches, and the dew point is 34 degrees. We had mostly clear skies today, cool weather, and we had some lingering clouds from the weather system that moved through a couple of days ago. And it was very cool last night. The temperature gauge got down to 31 degrees in the middle of the night. So right now it's, as I say, 36 degrees. So it'll probably drop a little bit tonight. It won't be, I don't think it'll be quite as cool tonight. Okay, so we're looking at the northeast Pacific water vapor loop, and we can see a blockade is built in. This big channel right here is built in to separate this northeast-bound flow into it's moving into Mexico. This would otherwise be moving straight into California, but they've got this all blocked right here. We can see that that's a transmitter generated a barricade, blockade, high pressure right here, and we can see that the jet stream flow is walling up right about here, and this flow has nowhere to go. This moisture has nowhere to go but up and around up to the north. And we can see the blockade here is sort of bowing out. I'm not sure why they're allowing this to, because you see the moisture here is going to flow into, some of this moisture is going to flow into central and northern California, where there is some rain falling on the Doppler map. And so we may see some chemtrail spraying tomorrow in our area in Southern California as a result of this moving in. That is possible. However, the last 5 weeks, we've had a pretty good amount of rain, almost 15 inches in the last 5 weeks. Ever since about December the 15th is when the spigot was turned on. The weather controllers got rid of that high pressure offshore of California and began to allow the storms and the moisture to move in. And also the chemtrail spraying stopped for the most part in the Southern California area, and that allowed a lot of rain to fall. So there was two things happening. The chemtrail spraying diminished to almost nothing, except for the eastern desert areas and out in Arizona and New Mexico. So they stopped the chemtrail spraying, and they pulled away the high pressure. They deflated the high pressure, and that allowed the rain, the precipitation process to happen. All right, so this is now a gale force system. This was a very powerful storm a couple of days ago. It was about 944 millibar, and we can see the angles on the interior of this frontal system, and that is from the transmitter working on this system to break it down and weaken it. Okay, let's look at some of these other maps. And we can see a right angle right here, right there. Got high pressure over the Southern California area right now. And all this tropical moisture is being blocked by this blockade that's been installed right through here. That is serving two functions. It's moving this out to the east away from California once again, and also separating these two weather systems. Got a colder weather system here and a much warmer tropical flow moving to the east. Now here's the western water vapor map, the western U.S. You can see California right here. And we've got a small spinning low pressure system right here. And there is a developing storm indicated on the surface analysis map. We'll take a look at that. Getting back to the big map, we can also see a couple of areas right down here which are trying to spin. And those are being dealt with. There's a transmitter right here. I'm breaking that down as we speak. And also right here. If we look at the IR map, we can see what's happening here. There's a lot of evaporation as that descending air counteracts the counterclockwise development right here. So they're nipping this in the bud. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the rainbow map here. We can see that huge frontal system, which is going to be blocked by all this high pressure that's been installed right in here and all through here. All right, let's take a look next at the surface analysis map, and we can see the that former powerful storm right here is now a gale, 967 millibar, and now this is moving up to the north because of all this high pressure that's been installed. This area right here, this is what they've had in place for the last 6 years, more or less, and they've reinstalled this high pressure, and we're back to the same pattern where all of these storms are just bouncing off that high pressure and being steered back up towards Alaska or into Canada. But we see we've got a developing gale down here, and we've got an occluded front and a cold front here. These occluded fronts are typically the transmitter activity. If we go back to the big map here and take a look at that, right here is where transmitter is in operation, and that typically they draw that as a purple occluded front. That's a warm front overtaking this cold front. That's actually a transmitter. They're working on that to prevent this from developing into a secondary low pressure system. We've got the center right here spinning. We've got something here developing, and also right back here so if they didn't hit this with a transmitter in several places, we'd have a pinwheel of storms going around. And notice again, the water vapor here is walling up, has nowhere to go. Okay. Now here's the jet stream map. We see the breakup. There's a disruption right here. You have that tropical flow into Mexico. Everything here is just walling up where all that high pressure has been installed. Yeah, this is the Intellicast map. We've got some rain up in the northern part of California. Nothing down here in the southern part. And we've got the sea level pressure analysis. High pressure right here, blocking everything. And we've got high pressure indicated right here over Nevada and Utah, Colorado. Here's the 500 millibar map. We see some squiggly lines over Utah. That indicates transmitter manipulation at the 500 millibar level, 18,000 feet, roughly. Here's the 300 millibar map. See a lot of squiggly lines right here over Mexico. And we've got high pressure all through here, and that's going to block all this and block everything down here. They've got high pressure installed down here as well. Okay, now here's the SSEC map, water vapor map, and we can see some of this chemtrail spraying going on, this tropical flow which is being forced by this blockade right here, and that is blowing in over the Baja Peninsula. We'll take a look at that on the MODIS today. There's quite a bit of chemtrail spraying going on all through this area right here. Okay. And we do see some of this moisture is moving into California. So we may see Central Californians and Northern Californians like to hear from you guys, everybody, and let us know if you see the chemtrails up in this area, and also obviously down here we'll see them if they're spraying tomorrow. Now the MODIS today map, here is the Baja Peninsula. As we get down near the Baja Peninsula, we can see a lot of aerosol spraying going on as that tropical flow tries to move into Mexico. So we're looking at about halfway down the Baja California Peninsula. I mean, that's where we see all the very heavy spraying going on. This gray stuff, this has been sprayed all over the natural, brilliant white natural clouds. And we see this blanket of gray haze. That's the chemtrail mix. And they've sprayed quite a bit of that stuff over this incoming tropical moisture field that's heading right towards Mexico. Now, as we move north towards the United States, right here, here's San Diego. We move north, we can see a little bit of haze, some chemtrail activity, some gray haze. Right here, you see some. But it's not very widespread up in the Southern California area. And also up here we can see some spraying, some gray haze right here over this area. If you go offshore, it's mostly natural clouds, just this brilliant white water vapor. Okay, so that's the report for today. No rain in the forecast. We'll just keep an eye on the barometer. They've got it pumped up pretty high, and that is going to block this. You can see everything's moving, being forced to the north. However, as I say, this may bring some moisture. We can see some of that moisture moving towards California. We'll keep an eye out. Okay, that's it. We'll do another one tomorrow.